I don't know if there's even anyone here. It's telling me there's nobody here. So I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'm going to wait for someone to say that they're here. Hi guys, I'm here to do our 4th tarot class today. Today we're talking about the High Priestess. So I'm hoping I'll have someone join me. I had a few people here earlier. So I guess I'll just kind of go forward and see if anyone shows up. All right, Sam, thank you so much for joining my moderator team. I appreciate you. I noticed that you helped out a lot during a live not too long ago where there was no moderator, and you were writing down all the numbers and people's numbers and stuff and keeping track for me, and I appreciate that. So I thought, you know what? She'd make a great moderator. So I went ahead and made you one. I hope that's okay. It looks like you didn't mind. So anyways, yeah, I don't know if I want to actually sit here and do this if there's nobody available, because I really want to be interactive with this. I'd really like to, so is there anyone even here? Let me just ask that right now. Is there anyone even here with me right now? Usually when I come on, I've got people waiting and ready to go. I know I've been missing in action for a whole week. So I don't know if I fell off the algorithm because of that or what. I don't know. It is what it is. That's happened to me in the past where I stepped back for a minute and fell off the algorithm, and somehow I find my way back. So, but I'd love to talk about the High Priestess card today. It's actually quite appropriate for me in this here and now moment. The High Priestess card. She represents mystery, esotericism, if I'm saying that right, subconscious, unconscious mind. She is the archetype that stands as the guardian of the ancient wisdom and as like a bridge between the world of mystery, or like the ether, and also our deepest selves. Like she's the bridge. The archetype of the High Priestess is the bridge between the reality we live in and the not hidden ancient deep knowledge down inside of ourselves. Hi, Natalie. I'm so happy that you're here because I think you're the only one. But that's okay because they'll come if they're supposed to, right? So, and yes, thank you, Natalie. Lisa, we will miss you. Thank you so much, though, for stopping in and leaving a comment. I appreciate that and letting us know. Hope you have a wonderful work day. So, okay, Natalie, you're here, and I'm starting to see more people come in, so I'm happy. I'll keep going. I was about to say, should I do this? Okay, so the High Priestess, class 4, number 2. So the High Priestess card is the second card in the major arcana, which is considered card number 2. This is actually the third card, in the major arcana, but number 2, because the first card is 0, remember? So 2, let's start with that. Okay, so 2 is duality. 2 is 2 perspectives, 2 ways of looking at things, but duality, right? Also harmony, balance, okay? So no, just note that in your mind as this, with this, hi, Lisa, you showed up anyways. You're here for the class. I love it. So happy. And Lisa, I just want to stop for just one quick second to say thank you so much for your encouraging comment you left on my video. I was crying happy tears reading that comment. Thank you for that. You have no idea. It helped to heal me. Okay. All of the comments are healing me. So I just want you guys to know that. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. Okay. So the High Priestess card symbolically reveals the depths of our self-consciousness, right? So let's start with this. Okay, because I am crystal. I am a crystal practitioner, and I always got to put this ahead of everything. So, what is the crystal associated with the High Priestess card? You know, it took me a minute to find this out. And when I did, it made all the sense. All the sense. It's labradorite. Labradorite. So, labradorite is that stone that has that mystical flash inside of it. Labradorite. So I go on Google and I'm looking everywhere for information on what crystal is associated with the High Priestess card, what energy, best aligns with the High Priestess card. And I'm looking everywhere and I'm getting all different answers and I'm like, so what did I do? I found the answer in one of my tarot books. So I saw this deck sitting up there and I'm like, wait a minute, there's my answer. So yeah, it is labradorite. Here's the card in this deck for the High Priestess. And I like it for the fact that it has a lot of the symbolism from the Rider-Waite card still in it. A lot of times they'll paint that out in some of the tarot decks, and there'll be just a little bit of symbolism that tells you that's the High Priestess card. This one's got a lot, so I like that. And with the labradorite being the stone, let me see real quickly what it's going to say about that. Did I forget my glasses? I did. Okay, let me read this. Okay. The talisman for the High Priestess in this deck is labradorite. So the High Priestess is always a major nudge to trust your gut and follow your instincts. If you don't know what they are, it will help you to find time and space to tune in and listen to the inner voice. So when you're working with the High Priestess card, and the intuition, and you're trying to intuitively read the High Priestess card, the High Priestess card is intuition. So if you're doing a reading and you pull the High Priestess card, this is absolutely your guides telling you need to look within you. There's something hidden within that you need to find. When I get the High Priestess card, I immediately know this means I need to meditate because there's something I need to know. There's some kind of knowledge within me that needs to come out. So that's what the High Priestess card is. She's about hidden truths being revealed, and she's the bridge, the conduit from reality to the hidden truths to bring them forth. So, okay, let me just read my little notes I get here. Okay, so Carl Jung is a famous pioneer in the field of analytical psychology. He introduces us to the concept of the animal, which is the feminine aspect of present within the psyche of men, right? So Carl Jung associated the High Priestess with the animal, acting not only as the gateway to our subconscious mind, but also the custodian of hidden knowledge. So another association made there. She can be interpreted as the mirroring of the shadow. So I added that in here because a lot of times when the High Priestess card comes out in a reading, people will be like, oh, like that's the witch, that's the dark energy, that's the bad guy. The High Priestess has secrets. She holds the truth inside. But there's a good and aspect to every archetype in the tarot. So the High Priestess can go in a negative light if she takes her intuition and her power into a dark place. If she holds the knowledge that's the truth and the knowledge that adds to the light out, that's taking it to a dark place. So let's look at the card that comes with the Rider-Waite. Let me get that. Oops, wrong way. So this is the one that comes with the Rider-Waite. I brought a few in here from some other decks as a comparison. Okay, so this comes from the Alice in Wonderland, Adventures in Wonderland, and very similar symbology here. Okay. Here is the, oh my gosh, is it the Light Keepers? Very different symbology there. There's some similar stuff, and there's no doubt in my mind this is the High Priestess card from the imagery on the card, but very different there. Whoops. Uh-oh, what did I do here? Sorry, I almost ended my live. And then here's a High Priestess card. Again, this is from the Tarot of the Moon Garden. Here she is. It's very similar symbology. Okay, here's another one. And notice that a lot of these, they all have the moon in there. The moon is big with the symbology for the high priestess. So let's look at the symbology, you guys, because that's really important when you're reading tarot intuitively, is to take into account the symbology on the cards. They're going to mean something in your here and now moment. When you're in the process of your reading, they're going to mean something different, maybe even every time you pull it. But it is the symbology that actually helps to derive the information that you need. So if you guys have the Rider-Waite, or if you have the learning deck, this is what the Rider-Waite version of the High Priestess looks like. Okay, so starting with the imagery on the card. Okay, I don't know why I didn't write this on the back here. Starting with the imagery on the card, we've got the pomegranate. Okay, the pomegranate is up above her head. Okay, this is sacred feminine, because the High Priestess card also very much represents sacred feminine. Persephone, Sophia, that's kind of the pomegranate there. Also too is the veil. So you see her wearing the veil. She is sitting between two columns. She's got the veil. She's holding something in her hand. You see that she's got something in her hand. That's the Torah, or the tarot. This is, or some people refer to it as the scrolls. This is knowledge. This is representing knowledge. She's got the moon either above her head or below her feet. This is representative of secret, hidden knowledge, things done in the dark. This is also Isis, also associated with like Isis energy. You'll see that on most of them. The moon is emotions and instincts as well, and teaching us to trust our inner guides. So when you take note, when you're pulling this card in a reading and your intuition pulls you towards the moon symbology, this is telling you, okay, trust what you're feeling and thinking in the moment. Okay. The scrolls, like I said, that's hidden knowledge. But when your attention or your intuition draws your eyes or your attention to that on the card, the scrolls, and that's what you see first, and pay attention to these things, because this is how you read tarot intuitively. When you're pulled straight to a symbol on a card, first or second or third, there's reasons for that. So like if you look at the scrolls immediately, when you look at a High Priestess card, if that's what your attention is drawn to, this is because you're being told, it's urging you to seek truth, right? You're being told, look, there's something in there for you to learn. Okay. The water that's on the card, it depicts the depths of our emotions. Also, the water on the card is encouraging you to embrace the emotions, the feelings that come when you attain the hidden knowledge. The pillars that are on each side of her are very significant. They represent duality, balance, encouraging like harmony and peace between the conscious and the unconscious. So that's the symbology on the card. Awesome. Okay, let me check in with the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, everyone's here now. I'm so glad you made it, Lisa. Yes, I made Sam a moderator. So like a couple lives ago, I had a live where I had no moderators, and I just didn't, no one was available, I guess. And Sam was doing so good. She just kind of took it upon herself, and she was keeping track of everybody and all of their numbers for me. And I didn't even ask her to. So, and then she said something very, very kind to me yesterday she is awesome. She said something very kind to me in a comment, and it just reiterated for me that she needs to be on the team. So, all right, let me turn back here. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. I want this live to be a little bit more interactive. Oh, one more thing. I forgot about this guy. Okay, so I brought in this one because the tarot, the High Priestess is divine feminine. Okay, so that's a big one for High Priestess when you see her as divine feminine. This is probably the most divine feminine deck I have. And when I went to go look for the High Priestess card in this one, it was so different that I wanted to share it. So they don't even call her the High Priestess in this deck. They call her the Melisse. The Melisse. She looks like this. Sorry. And this High Priestess is being derived from the Greek Melisse, which is bee. So like the queen bee, right? which in turn is taken from the word honey. In ancient Greek mythology, the Melissa is a nymph who tended to the infant Zeus and fed him honey rather than milk. I just thought that was really interesting how the different associations with things in our world, like the queen bees, like the honeybee communities and the queen bee, which is like the leader, right? And she brings like the information that the other little worker bees then use to go out and, create their society. So that's another take on the high priestess that I wanted to share real quickly. So, okay, so let me ask you guys, there's not a lot of us here, so it shouldn't be hard to get everyone's answers. Okay, so let me ask you guys, when you guys see the high priestess card, when you pull out the high priestess card and you look at the symbology on the card, what does it bring up in your heart? Like, what does it make you feel? Does it make you feel curious about what the hidden wisdom is? Does it make you feel a little fearful of what you might find out? Does it make you feel, well, how does it make you feel? How does the high priestess card, what emotions does it stir in you guys? How about you, Nadia? Oh, and Natalie, she reminds you of feminine power and magic. That's perfect. That's exactly what she is. Feminine power and magic and intuition, the subconscious, the conscious and the subconscious. The high priestess being number 2 is both of those things together, the duality of that. Natalie, do you have anything to add? Oh, you know what I didn't say? I know what it is I didn't say. So the planetary association is the moon, obviously. The moon meaning emotions, hidden knowledge, things in the dark coming to light, lunar cycles, divine feminine, all of that. And the element associated with the high priestess is water. So that makes sense with the emotions and stuff. So that is depicted here on this card. It says for the high priestess, it says you need to listen to your gut, meditate, reflect, and turn inward as the answers are within you. You're headed towards a period of growth. So that's also kind of another thing I think when I get a high priestess card in a reading for someone is that they are on a journey, on a personal quest. They're seeking answers, looking for truths, finding their pathway. So that's another thing that she reminds me of. But on the bottom for the upright meanings on this card, it says intuition, sacred knowledge, subconscious, spirituality, divine feminine, high morals, trust yourself, wisdom, secrets, mysteries, hidden. Another thing too that reminded me, when I pull a high priestess, sometimes when I'm struggling in a reading and I'm getting like conflicting information. Oh, Natalie, okay. The high priestess, let's see, flow like water, yep, moon, rhythm related to Isis, divinity, yin yang, soul work, yep, yeah. So all of this stuff, right? What I was going to say is a lot of times when I see the high priestess card come out, if I'm having a weird reading that's off, that's not making a whole lot of sense, or just feels like it's kind of random, it's not going anywhere, and I'm not like energetically feeling it, sometimes I'll get a high priestess card come out in the midst of that, and that's my guides telling me to stop, meditate, and I'm not aligned in the spot to actually be doing this. So for me, the high priestess card is instruction from my guides that I need to either do some research ahead of time, do a little bit more meditation, do whatever I got to do to like realign myself with the energies so that I can be more accurate. Sometimes I feel like I am the high priestess card. I'll be honest about that. What more can I say about the high priestess? Is there anything more we can add, Natalie? Does anybody have any maybe a situation that you can share where your intuition tried to maybe the high priestess in you, which would be your intuition, the hidden higher self you, the knowledge does anybody have any situation that you might want to share where you listened to that high priestess archetype within yourself and found out later that that you saved yourself from something, or that it served your highest good in some way, because that happens to me all the time when I embody the archetype of the high priestess, and I listen, and I don't always do it. I'm not going to say I do. I'm human just like everybody else, and I do ignore my intuition sometimes, and I pay for it dearly almost every time. But for the most part, I listen to my intuition, and I always kind of find out later why, and I trust in that too. Listen and trust in your intuition, because that comes from yourself. And we always have our own best interest at heart, right? So that comes from yourself, your higher self trying to tell you. So the high priestess is our higher self, trying to tell you something, sometimes when the high priestess card comes in a reading, also that'll tell me that the truth that will be coming out, the truth and the answers are being sought out. That's another thing that the high priestess card will teach. So if you were doing a reading today with your own stuff going on in your life, and you pulled the high priestess card, what would that mean for you today in your here and now moment? If I was to pull the high priestess card right now, that would, for me, what it would mean for me is I'm here right now sharing knowledge, teaching, showing you guys what I know, sharing what I've worked to find and dig out from inside myself, sharing that with you guys, and sharing with you guys, hopefully, helping you guys with maybe learning the ability to do this for yourself. Ultimately, my goal is that nobody will ever have to come to me for a reading again. Isn't that weird? Considering how much I love doing it. Seriously, that is literally my goal. My goal ultimately with my channel here is that nobody will need to come to me for their information, or I'm always and forever willing to do that, and honored to do that for anyone ever, all the time. But I would love for y'all to be able to do that for yourself. I'd love that. It's for everyone to be able to do it. And that's why I'm here. So embody the high priestess today, you guys. Embody the high priestess. Embrace your intuition. Embrace that desire to go and find the hidden parts of yourself. Sam says she was watching last week's Magician. Yes. So the Magician is the platform for which the high priestess to go and do her work. Hey, Vidhitsa. Hi, nice to see you. So happy you showed up. Yes. Natalie says, could you take my situation? I'm not sure what that means, honey. Awakened Intuitive Tarot says religion, spirituality, fruitful in spirituality. She perceives things from a higher perspective. Yes. Inner voice. Yep. Intuition. A quiet observer. Oh, that's great, Natalie. Thank you. That's another one. A quiet observer. Sometimes when the high priestess card comes in, that's a message from your guides to just sit back and pay attention, quietly watch, meditate on the situation. That's so good. Thank you, Natalie. So it depends on what your intuition tells you you're supposed to be getting from the card when you pull it. Sometimes it means different things. Sometimes it could be here to tell you, hey, you need to step back and do some deeper introspection, right? Sometimes it's telling you, hey, there's some stuff here that you're not seeing. There's things that are in the dark. Sometimes it's telling you, hey, there's a bad individual here right now who's using, dark energies. I mean, there's lots of different meanings behind it, but it is intuition, inner knowledge, subconscious, higher perspective. Absolutely. There's my husband. You gonna say hi?
Hello.
Hey, I got him on camera.
Hey, bye.
That was quick. Oh my goodness. My name is Mira. Could you please guide me in my accounts paper results? 12 board final, one going to be a good one, like 85 plus. Vidhisa, this video or this live right now is actually for, I'm doing a tarot class. I'm not doing readings right now. I'm doing a tarot class, but if you need me to work with you or help you with something, please email me. And so that I can speak with you privately on the matter. Please email me at crystalmedicine999 at gmail.com. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a more appropriate setting. Okay. But thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Let's see. Sam says, this is just like what you have gone through at the beginning of your journey. Absolutely. Thank you. That's why when I started this class today, I said, it's ironic that we're on the High Priestess today for this class, because I'm going through something that's very resonant for me with the High Priestess, with intuition, with trusting your gut, with things that are being hidden and kept in the dark, and finding those things out, and listening to your guides and the messages that come through and all of that. Yes, I very much was kind of, and I know the only way I know how to put this is I was kind of like reminded. I almost want to say I was like put in my place, but that's not even the right words to use. It was just that I was reminded that, anyone can be fooled. Anyone can miss things in their intuition. And I was also reminded how stupid it is for me to ignore my intuition. Yes, I was. That's the biggest lesson that came for me out of the stuff that's been going on in my life as of late. The biggest lesson for me, and I accept it with gratitude. It was hard at first. Was it hard? I accept it with gratitude that the biggest lesson is stop ignoring your gut, dang it. When something feels off, pay attention. There's a reason. As much as I want to have faith, and I just have kind of the heart that wants to help people and see people at their best. Okay, that's me. It does make me a target for some. And it's okay. It's okay to start off a new journey with a tough lesson, because I won. I actually feel like I won a prize. You want to know why? Because I had an amazing blessing happen to me after this. It is so weird. I don't know why it is, but it seems like every time I have like some kind of a situation happen to me in my life where I get hurt real bad or taken by somebody, or I learn a tough lesson in the way I just did, that really kind of flips my life upside down, makes me go under attacks and all this, right? Every time that happens, and I sever ties and go my own way and realize what's going on, and I act accordingly, like for my own highest good, right? When I realign, a huge blessing happens afterwards. Every time it keeps proving itself to me over and over again that this is what happens as a result of realignment, is something amazing happens. And that did happen to me. I had such an amazing, incredible opportunity literally contact me, fall in my lap out of nowhere. But I was a little sore still from what just happened to me. So I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was a scam. But it turned out to be 1,000% genuine. And a once in a lifetime opportunity came that's going to make my business crazy successful all on its own. And I had asked my guides, where do I go from here? What do I do now? I had a partner. I don't know if I can do this on my own. Where do I go from here? And please just, I'm putting all of my trust that you're going to guide me in the direction I'm supposed to go in. And I'm just going to go sit at my table and keep doing what I've been doing and wait for the answer. And that's what I did. I sat down and started sculpting. And then all of a sudden I get this message from somebody who made me the most amazing offer. I was like, is this real life right now? But it turned out to be. And to the point where I don't have to sit at my table and create things if I don't want to. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to, because I just had the most amazing opportunity fall in my lap out of nowhere. And it was my answer from my guides. Here's your answer. Here's what you get for listening and following your guts and going back into alignment and doing the hard stuff you have to do to fix your mess. Here's what you get for that. And it's amazing. I'm a little nervous to say exactly what it is. I'll just say that it was an incredible opportunity to attain a massive amount of crystal medicine for a very, very cheap price. And it's legitimate. It really is real. I had to go look into it, but it is real. It's real. It really happens. So I'm going to be fine. My business is going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And yes, my guides told me, you follow that dream. Do not give up on your dream just because you had somebody try to stop you or take advantage of your dream or whatever. Hi, Beachcomber. Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix is here. Yay. I'm sorry you had a rough night, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. Sending you high vibrations, love. Okay. Sending you love. Yes, Lisa, I'm going to be just fine. I mean, of course, there's going to be a little bit of work for me to kind of like pull my vibe back up and stuff like that. There's like a residual investigation thing with the law, legal stuff that's going to have to happen. But I don't even care. I'm going to take it all in stride because the blessing that came to me, there's zero doubt in my mind that that's like my prize for like, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. I absorbed the lesson. I accepted responsibility for the mistakes I made. And rather than, I mean, I guess I handled it correctly because a once in a lifetime opportunity came my way literally like the next day. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Sam, you have had an awakening. Yes, you're right, Sam. Yes, I've had we're all in a constant state of awakening. You guys know this, right? We're all in a constant state of awakening. We're just living one continuous teeny tiny awakening after another as we go. And you're right, Sam. It was yet another awakening. You're right. I learned a lot. I did learn a lot. And I feel like although there was a lot taken from me, as I gave a lot to this person, there was a lot taken from me. It's funny because my bestie, she wants to say, I wish I would have never given this. I wish I would have never done that. I regret giving this. I regret giving that. And I'm trying to explain to her to not regret the giving. I don't regret anything I gave to her. I don't regret one single thing I gave to her. Everything I gave to her came from a place of love. I don't regret that. I regret how she treated me following up, but I don't regret anything I did. So I think for my bestie, there's the lesson for her in it. So we're working through it together because this happened to her as well. So, but like I said, you know what? I'm actually better for everything that happened. And I'm happy to be like a living example of that for anyone who needs that. Although it was hard for me to come on camera until it happened to me because I spent the last couple months like tooting my own horn about this business and how amazing I was doing. And then I'm like, just for a second though. It only threw me for a loop for a second, you guys. And it helps so much to have all of your guys' loving support. Like words cannot even describe how much that healed me to read your guys' beautiful comments and words of support and things you guys said to me because, you know, it's not that I don't know these things about myself already. It just helps the human heart to hear it from others. It really does. We validate each other, right? Yeah, and that's kind of how we operate as humans. And I like it. I do. I'm so grateful for you guys and so happy to be able to. Did you add anything to anyone's life in any way? It's literally my purpose. And today we're all the high priestess. I'm really the high priestess today. But today, let's be the high priestess and just you guys be careful, careful. Absolutely always listen through your gut. Listen through your intuition. Listen, pay attention for the red flags. And when they come, or the signs, the warnings, and when they come, don't ignore them. Don't try to explain them away for this reason or that reason. Ask your guides for more. If you get a warning or a feeling in your gut that makes you question anything or feel off about anything, ask your guides for more. I'm not getting all the picture here. Please show me what it is I'm not seeing. Because personally, if I overlook the signs and the warnings, I go under attack. So, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. Do not want that to happen to anybody. Sam, you're right. You're right. What, imagine that, so many people have said that to me. So thank God that it happened so early on. So many people have said that to me. Thank God that it happened in the beginning and not after, more time and money and stuff could have been available for her to steal and stuff like that. So you're right, Sam. Absolutely. Natalie says, yes, I believe we have multiple awakenings through life. Kundalini awakenings too. Yes. Hey, has anybody here in the chat experienced a Kundalini awakening? I'm curious about that. Has anyone here had that yet? We don't want it to happen to you. Oh. I just heard que sera, sera in my head, literally. I just heard that in my head. Que sera, sera. What is that again? Whatever will be, will be. Okay. Whatever will be, will be. Okay. It's how you act accordingly. Thank you, guides. We can't always have control of everything, all the energy around us. And if you get someone who's really good at throwing the energy into chaos, even if you're a highly sensitive individual, if they're good at that and they've like literally made a career life out of doing that to people, which this person has, when they come at somebody who's like me, who is, I help people, I heal people, I help, that's what I do. And I have that type of a heart and a type of a base energy. And so, they look for people like me. They look for people like me and like my best friend. They got to me through her too. It wasn't someone who came directly at me. She came to me through her. But we just can't. Yeah. I'll just repeat what I said a little bit ago. Listen to your gut. Listen. There's a reason there's a feeling that's off. There's a reason, like you keep repeating things, conversations in your head well after they're done and over with. Those are all your guides coming in to say, hey, pay attention here. Something's going on that you can't see. And there's people that are really good at throwing the energies into like chaos and make them hard to read and easy to fool people. And yes, thank you. That is so simply put, but perfect. Thank you, Dean. Just stay clear of negative souls. They will pull you away from your light. That's their purpose. Just, yes, thank you, Dean. Yes. And this was a very negative soul. It was all of a sudden it became everything to me to help this person. Like my existence, everything about me kind of stopped. But it was weird. It was so weird. I've never actually experienced anything like this before. And you know how when you go through a traumatic experience and it's over and you're trying to heal from it, and you go back and you start looking at like all the different times that everything felt weird and you just ignored it or shoved it away. I keep like weird things make sense now. And I keep thinking back on different times and situations and realizing how dumb I was in that moment. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Right? So what do? I laugh at myself. That's what I do. I'm laughing at myself. Oh my gosh. But yes, simply put, stay away from the negative individuals, because you become what you hang around, and your energies start to mix together. And if you're a high energy, high vibrational person and they're not, guess what? Yeah. So what is Kundalini? Oh my gosh, that's a whole subject, Sam. Maybe I should do like a video on that. I don't think that it would be energetically responsible for me to try to explain that right now. Natalie, do you want to? um, I suggest, Sam, that you go and Google Kundalini. Kundalini, what it means, because I don't think I could explain it good enough for you. And I don't want to give you wrong information. Hi, Peggy. Kundalini is divine feminine energy, and this awakens at the base chakra. It's coiled. Then, when it awakens, it moves up through each chakra. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. That was perfect. Hi, Peggy. So happy to see you. Yes. So, Kundalini is an energy, okay, of the divine feminine. When you have a Kundalini awakening, you physically feel it. It's life altering for some people. It's literally how their spiritual awakening starts. And they're like, what the heck just happened? I have a good friend who experienced a Kundalini, like a spontaneous Kundalini awakening out of nowhere after going to a spiritual retreat for women. And man, it's like the fire of divine feminine energy. Yeah, it can be brutal. Yeah. She told me, she was telling me, she thought she was going crazy. She thought she needed to go into a psych ward, because it happened to her out of nowhere. And so a Kundalini awakening can be quite scary if you really don't know what's happening and you're not fully aware of what's happening. But we experience many awakenings, and this is just coming into the know. Each awakening is being made aware of something. That's all. Being made aware of the truth of something, the reality of something. So anyways, I just want to, one more time, I just want to thank you guys. I don't have much more to say about the High Priestess today. I hope that was a good enough lesson. I'm a little tired, you guys. Oh, Natalie said people try to trigger Kundalini awakenings on purpose. Wow. I wonder how that goes for them. I'd be interested in hearing about that. I would be interested in listening to people's stories of what happened to them when they tried to force it. I don't know if can you force a Kundalini awakening? Interesting. I'll have to go look into that. Thanks for sparking that interest in me, Sam. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I'm getting back to me, you guys. I'm getting back to me. I knew that it would be absolutely energetically irresponsible for me to try to come on and read people's energy, or even collectively connect to everybody's energy when all this was happening this last week, when it was all kind of coming out. So I kind of disappeared for the week, and I didn't even leave any explanation, and I'm really sorry for that. I didn't know what to say to you guys yet, because I was shocked at everything every day that was happening. But like I said, it's a lesson learned. I'm grateful because I've been reminded to really listen to my intuition a lot better. And if I'm going to be tasked with the responsibility of trying to teach others to do that, I need to be the first one doing that. So I gratefully receive with gratitude the lesson that I just learned. And I gratefully receive with gratitude all of the love you guys have showed me. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. And I don't know, do you guys still want to sit here and hang out for a little while longer? I don't want to end it if you guys don't want to. But I don't know what more to really talk about with the High Priestess. When you get the High Priestess card, you definitely need to look within. Gratitude is everything. The lesson is not completed without the gratitude. And I'm grateful to even know that much. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you, Miss Natalie. Thank you, Lisa, or Sam, sorry. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everyone who showed up. Thank you, Phoenix. Did I get everyone? You guys are the best. Beachcomber. Thank you, Beachcomber. And Vidiska. Thank you. Or you said your name is Myrna? Thank you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being such a great friends to me. Soul family. That's what we are. We're soul family. And I'm so grateful for all of you. Okay, guys, I will see you back on Tuesday. We're going to start with our lives all over again. We're going to do readings. I am not going to let the darkness shut me up. I'm not. I'm going to bring the messages the spirit guides have tasked me to bring, and nothing's going to stop me. She tripped me a minute, but I'll be back. So meet me here Tuesday. Okay. And if you guys need, and here's another thing real quickly, I haven't done any readings in 2 weeks. Not one personal reading in 2 weeks. I haven't answered my emails. I haven't had the energy or the time. So if you guys have been reaching out to me for readings and I haven't answered you, please do it again. Okay. I'm trying to catch up. I'm slowly starting to catch up with all the emails. But if you've emailed me and asked me for a reading and you haven't heard back from me, please reach out again. It's not that I'm ignoring you or I don't want to read for you. I'm honored. Every single time someone asks me to read for them, I'm honored. And I appreciate your patience. Okay, guys. Lifting you all in abundant and divine, loving, high vibration. Love you guys. Blessed be.